Hi, welcome to another pick a card. So this one is focused on the solar eclipse that's coming on Thursday. I'm gonna ask what things you have to look out, what things you have to look out for, like what some advice, some guidance, and just maybe some things you can meditate on whatever. Just like whatever messages you need to hear with the coming solar eclipse in Gemini this Thursday, June 24th. So, as per usual, we have three piles. Pile one, we got this Smoky Quartz right here. Little Smoky Quartz cluster. I just got this. I think it's beautiful. Pile two, we have Chrysacolla Malachite. Another really beautiful stone that I have. I love it. Number three, we have Ammolite. Very pretty piece that a friend gifted to me. And, as per usual, I will take an overhead picture, and insert it so that you guys have time to really focus on the piles and figure out which ones resonate with you, alright? And I have a bunch of decks all around me, prepared to use whatever I need to use, or whatever I feel called to use. Yeah, so let's get started. Hi, group one. You chose this Smoky Quartz cluster right here. Smoky Quartz is a really excellent stone for like eliminating worry and protection and grounding. A lot of people will keep it in their cars to help with protection while driving. It's also good for like channeling energy and just general grounding. The actual smokiness of it is caused by aluminum inclusions. And actually, the closer the smoky quartz is to the sun, the darker it'll be because of the radiation from the sun. So, I'm going to start with your reading. I feel called to use the Supra deck first for you. Also, I made a TikTok and I've been posting videos there daily. So if you like these videos, follow me on TikTok. Alright. Synchronicity. This card. And Psyche. As above, so below, they say. I feel like you've been over the course of the past, I say 2 to 3 weeks or months, especially since the start of this eclipse season, you guys have been facing a lot of changes, internal changes to your perception of yourself, changes to your perception of the world. A lot of, and I think as these things have been changing, you've been noticing your external reality shifting as well. And I think with the coming solar eclipse, you'll be seeing more of that. Because as we change, so do our surroundings. Because if we think about it, everything here is based on perceptions and like how you perceive things, how other people perceive things, social constructs, etc. And so sometimes a shift in perspective, a shift in just how you view things, a shift in mindset can really change your environment. Because it changes the way that you engage with it. It changes the way that you view things. It just changes so much, you know? And it changes like the amount of power that you give yourself. And with this symbol, I'm getting very much as above, so below. So like, as you change things in your mind up here, things will start to change around you. And with Psyche, I'm thinking specifically about like your sense of self and who you are, and feeling, I feel you guys probably working on being more secure and having more faith in yourself. And I think that has caused things to change for the better, but I think it could also have caused a little bit of drama for you potentially, because sometimes as we start shifting and changing ourselves, or like internally, then the people around us or the environment around us doesn't always agree with that, which can cause drama at times. And with this sageness on the bottom of the deck here, I feel that this is a really important breakthrough for you. It's something that you haven't, I think it's been needing to happen for a long time, and it's helping you reach a new level of like wisdom and understanding. I also am getting something about like figuring out your needs, and here on the bottom we have Oracle, and I think maybe this is something that you knew needed to happen, or like part of why you didn't want to, maybe there was some resistance before you started making these changes because you were worried about like how it would affect your environment. And I do feel that, yeah, it might have caused some trouble, but I think ultimately it was for your own personal improvement, and I think that it's for the best in the long run. Even if it seems difficult at first, after the storm, you'll be all good, you know? And so things may be a little difficult right now, or like as you're going through the eclipse coming up, there may be a little bit of difficulty happening, but I think that just feel your way through it. Trust your intuition and trust that the decisions that you're making are the right ones that you need to make, and that the steps that you're making are helping like guide you forward in your mission in life. I'm also probably going to pull some love cards for you because this Psyche card is very much pulling me back to the like Cupid and Psyche myth. I'm not going to pull those yet. I'm going to start with the tarot. I'm going to pull Tarot of the Spirit. And I'm going to put these on the side so you can, how about I put them like this? so you can like kind of see them. Yeah. No, I got this selenite wand because I thought it'd be a good way for me to like set the cards so you can see them as I talk about them. Yeah. But yeah, big changes for you guys on the like internal. So start internally and then start showing up externally. And I think you're coming into like a very like healthy masculine energy where it's like you're able to actually like ground your thoughts in reality. Because the thing is, when people talk about manifestations, they always talk about how like your thoughts turn into reality. But the thing is, thoughts don't manifest as reality unless you put in the effort and the will and the energy behind it, unless there's like intention behind it. You know, like random thoughts aren't just gonna like manifest. But as you start to put energy into the ones that you want to see and start to put energy behind, like energy, your own personal energy and your own personal will behind these thoughts, these ideas that you want to bring down into, that you want to bring into reality, like as you start putting that energy in, you start to see changes. And I think that that is exactly what's happening. And you may be seeing like lots of synchronicities, not necessarily just like numbers on the clock or anything like that, but also like say you go buy something somewhere and you get a text from someone later about that same thing, or like along the same lines as that. Or say like you're thinking a thought and then you like scroll on Twitter or something and then you see something that is saying that exact thing that you were just thinking. If they take those things as like confirmation that the direction that you're going in is what's good for you, you know, or is where you should be headed. Sorry about my weird, I'm having a hard time speaking. I wonder if you guys part of these changes involve you speaking up more and saying what you need to say, because like I wasn't having this problem like before I started this read. So you may have been working on your throat chakra, whether that was intentional or not, and that's the throat chakra is like in the process of manifesting. That is the first step of us connecting our internal processes and our internal reality with the world around us, with us like attuning the vibration around us with our own vibration, you know. And so maybe you've been working on your throat chakra and saying what you mean and speaking up, and that's a really good thing. Good job if that's what you've been doing. Because also, as you like, a lot of times when people start getting into spirituality and stuff, they'll really focus on opening up their crown and their third eye. But all of that, like that's great. But it's really, if you don't focus on figuring out how to ground and how to like move that energy, then it's really easy for you to get stuck in your head and start overthinking and get like really stuck in your imagination and stuff and like overthinking. It's really easy to get swept up in all of that. So working on grounding is really important, and I feel like that may be something that you guys have been working on and in the process of trying to like change your reality. Because what it feels like is you weren't really satisfied with your life, not really being satisfied with what's happening for you, and I feel like you're just kind of taking that power into your own hands and figuring out how to like make the changes in your external reality. But again, that starts internally, and that's what you've been working on, I think. Well, that's what it feels like, at least. All right. The Chariot. The Magician. Ooh. That's too many cards. Three of Cups. Six of Pentacles. I paused the video and took away the selenite and then forgot to push record again as I was shuffling. But anyway, the Star. And 4 more cards. Three of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. All right, I was only going to take 4 more, but they gave me 2 more, so I will take them. And so we have the Hermit and the Ten of Swords. All right. Give me a second. So what I was talking about with you guys, like really trying to change your external reality, I really see that here, especially with the Chariot and the Magician. I feel like you've been really working on finding a really good like internal balance. Also, let me talk about signs right quick. So we have Cancer, we have the Magician, so that's Gemini and Virgo. We have Mercury in Cancer, we have Taurus here, Moon in Taurus, but it could just be Taurus. We have Aquarius, we have Mars in Capricorn, Venus in Virgo, we have Jupiter in Capricorn, we have Gemini, which is Ten of Swords, and we have Virgo. So lots of mercurial energy here. So again, what I was talking about, like throat chakra, I was talking about like getting really stuck in your head, and that's very mercurial energy. Like you guys could have, I wonder if you have like strong mercurial placements, so like strong Gemini and Virgo in your chart, especially with this Mercury retrograde happening. It's causing a lot of if you have lots of Mercury ruled placements in your chart, it will cause a lot of going within, lots of like rethinking, lots of just like internal processing, you know what I mean? So anyway, I feel like you guys have really been trying to find that balance, you know, that balance between receiving versus giving, that balance between like action versus allowing, like acting versus allowing. And I think you're getting into a more like active state right now, especially with the Magician here. I feel like you've been more like taking time to connect more with like your surroundings, connect more to the resources that you have available to you, because the magician has a cup, the Magician has a sword, the Magician has a wand and a pentacle, has all of the elements at their disposal, and then using their own power, the Magician is able to create anything. Okay, and so I think that's what you're doing. You're like realizing that you have a lot more available to you. You're realizing that you have a lot more power than in your situation than you thought you did. Okay, and I do think that is helping you find a lot more enjoyment in life. You may have been going through like a period of feeling like down or depressed or like incapable, and I think that this like realization, this like internal processing has really helped open up your mind a little bit and helped you not move forward, but like work on moving forward. And I think that with this eclipse too, you'll start seeing some of these manifestations coming down into reality, and it's because of your own efforts. Okay, if you haven't been putting in effort, then this is a sign for you to start doing it, because you can't get what you want. You can't manifest anything unless you put in real effort. One of the things that people leave out of like the manifestation process. They'll say like, oh, think it, write it down. Like, yeah, you can think it and write it down, but that's only like part of it. You have to bring, listen, manifestation is like a mastery of masculine energy. The way that manifestation works is, first, it starts in your, it literally starts in your crown chakra. Okay, so it starts with the idea, it starts with the thought, and then it goes to your third eye. Okay, and so from there you are able to visualize it, you're able to imagine it, like you can see it happening. Like those with a very active third eye can get really stuck in their imagination very easily. And then from there goes to your throat chakra. You start speaking about it, you start talking about it, you start writing it down. And that's when you start to get the vibrations around you matching your internal vibration. And then from your throat chakra, it goes down into your heart chakra, okay? And that's when you start to like let the feelings about this thing that you're trying to manifest, the feelings surrounding your idea, you start to feel it within yourself. You know, you start to let yourself like experience those emotions, and then from those emotions you move it down into your solar plexus, which is where you have your own personal will, right? And so that's when you start to like put in the effort, it's when you start to put energy towards things. It's when you start to like channel your own like divine will, or align your will with your divine will. The thing is like, also once you get to the solar plexus, it's like something will come to you much easier if it's already meant to you, right? Meant for you, right? So if something is in line with your divine will, then it'll come to you much easier than something that isn't meant for you. So like, for instance, you can try to manifest all day, but if it's not something you're supposed to have, you won't get it, okay? I mean, like, you can put in the work and stuff, but like if you keep hitting dead ends, it's probably because you're not meant to have it. Things come to you much easier when they're meant for you, because then your personal will is aligned with your divine will, and then the combination that it like amplifies it essentially. And so anyway, behind like you start putting in effort and energy, and then it goes into the sacral. So you start feeling it happen on like a physical level. You know, you start like really experiencing it, and then like experiencing it, starting to receive it a little bit, starting to like put the energy into like the tangible world. And then from there you ground it with the root chakra. You really make it secure, you really make it stable, right? And so I think it feels like you guys may have been trying to manifest something, but the way you were manifesting it wasn't like necessarily following through all the way. Because like I said, a lot of times people talk about manifestation, they'll just say like, oh, write it, like scripting, like just write it down, you know, or like just say it, or like think it. But like that's not all you have to do. You have to put in real physical work and effort, or else the thing will not come. Like you're only going halfway. If you're only writing and speaking and thinking about it, then you're only coming down to the throat chakra, you know? And even if you're like doing the thing where you're like visualizing and you're like feeling it like on an emotional level, like that still is only bringing it down part way. You still have to do the physical effort and put in the real effort to get there. And I feel like you guys have either started doing that or will start doing that soon. And I think you're going to have a little bit of fun with it as well. And I think part of this is also just communicating your feelings and being more open about your feelings with this 3 of Cups, because it is Mercury in Cancer. And so it's communicating from the heart. Like you're really taking time to speak from the heart here, and expressing your emotions in like a more healthy way, healthy and balanced way with this 6 of Pentacles here, in a way where you're not giving too much of yourself to when you don't have the energy for it, and you're not doing more than you need to. And I'm seeing a lot of symmetry here, like with this other card, like with this here, we have like the 6 of Pentacles, the Star, the 9 of Pentacles, this 2 of Pentacles. And a lot of this is very like, and even the Chariot, there's all this balance, you know, like as above, so below. You know, you change things up here to change things down here. And that's what you've been doing. And I think this is also, a lot of these things are coming in for you because you are acknowledging, as you connect with your emotions and as you speak from the heart and speak your real truth, that's how you are able to bring in these manifestations and become this very true and very healthy version of yourself. You know, you're going through a big cleansing, big healing process. You know, it's like you're purging all the parts of yourself that don't actually align with you and that only align with other people's needs, I think. And then we have the Three of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, right? And so, like, I think this one strengthens your relationships with other people and allows you to, like, really get things done more and, like, to learn more about yourself and your own needs, and come to a state that's very, like, this Nine of Pentacles period, where you are able to rely on yourself, you're able to trust yourself, you know, and if things come falling down, with or without it, you're good. Like, with or without the things that you're trying to manifest, you're good. And that is what helps this work, like, come in better for you and come in more for you. And you're also working on prioritizing things. This is Jupiter in Capricorn. And Jupiter in Capricorn, Jupiter is in fall in Capricorn because Capricorn is a Saturn ruled sign. It's about restriction. It's about like Capricorn rules. It's about like restriction, and like they often have difficulty, and like Saturn rules Saturn rules difficulty and sickness and restriction and basically outcasts and like undesirable things. But Jupiter is all about expansion and like having friends in high places and like building up and like structure, you know. And so you're trying to find that balance between like accepting, I think, shadow aspects of yourself while also trying to build yourself up, because it's really easy to get stuck in that, like, when you're doing shadow work and when you're working on healing, it's really easy to get stuck in this, like, I'm a terrible person, all these things about me are terrible kind of phase. But, like, you're always going to have things to heal and get better. And so what helps is just being aware of those aspects of yourself so that they don't, like, overpower you, you know? Like, if you focus too much on being, like, a good person, then you end up not really being a true expression of yourself, because then you don't acknowledge, like, it's harder for you to be held accountable because you don't acknowledge your own flaws, right? But when you are like more aware of your shadow aspects, then you become a more complete version of yourself, you know, and you recognize when you are doing things that may be negative or maybe toxic or whatever, but they're just part of who you are. They're part of the human experience, you know. And just like being self-aware means being aware of the negative and positive aspects of yourself. That doesn't mean like eradicating the negative aspects. Like, yeah, you can do better, but like we're always gonna be problematic in some way, shape, or form, you know. And so I think you're finding that balance within yourself, that balance of like light and dark, you know, that balance of like realizing you don't have to do the most to be worthy of things. Like, you don't have to do the most to be worthy of love. You're worthy of love exactly as you are right now, you know. And so you've been going within. So with the hermit in the traditional Rider-Waite is like holding a lantern, but in that lantern is the star, right? And so you've been in this hermit mode for a long time, really trying to figure out who you are without the external like projections, who you are without everyone else pushing on you, who you are, and like in your truest form, like who you are without people pleasing, who you are without trying to like prove something, you know, because you're trying to really embrace your true self. I think maybe there was something that inspired you, I don't know, but like something has really gotten to you, or like will be getting to you, and you'll be getting to this space of like becoming really true to yourself, you know, very true to your needs, knowing when to say no. And then with the Ten of Swords, I'm not viewing this negatively at all. I think that you're allowing the part of yourself that caused you to hide away, that part of yourself, that part of your ego that was like ashamed of everything, you're letting that part of you go away. That part of you is being killed off, you know, and it's not a bad thing. You know, you're letting all the overthinking, like, you're just letting it go because it doesn't serve you anymore. At this point, you just need to do what you need to do. You've been really trying to focus on balance so that you can like be happy and secure and get the things that you need. Because if you stayed stuck in that energy for like that like overstimulated crown chakra, overstimulated third eye, like overthinking, ruminating kind of energy, that you wouldn't get anywhere. You'd be stuck forever, you know. And so you've been working on grounding, or at least if you haven't, that's something you should work on during this eclipse. Work on grounding, work on like going within and finding that balance. Okay. This is something I've seen someone talk about before. Is like you can like it's okay to feel guilt, but like just like feeling guilty all the time, that doesn't do anything, you know. Like you can feel the feeling, but you have to do something about it, and it doesn't matter how guilty you feel or how bad you feel until you take action to change it, you know. Like I am a big advocate of like you can feel however you want to feel, you can say whatever you want to say, but none of it matters until you do something. You know, none of it matters until there's action being taken. I don't care how you feel, I don't care what you say. That may be harsh, but that's just how I feel about it, you know. Anyway. What's next? What deck should I use next? We're going to get some Lenormand cards for you. Just to see, I wonder, for you guys in particular, I am very curious about like what these actions you like, what you're gonna be doing next. You know, like you've been trying to take action, and like you've been in your head. Let's just see. This is the green Glyphs Lenormand card, and they show up very well on camera, so I'm excited for y'all to see them. First, I want to ask what triggered this change in you, like what made you want to suddenly like do this, and I also am going to ask like what will be coming. That was aggressive, and I am not taking all of those cards, I don't think. Unless I am. And I will be taking it. Bottom of the deck is Scythe. So we have the lady, the gentleman, house, bouquet, the ring, and the key. All right, so for a lot of you, what triggered this change or is triggering this change is a love interest. I feel like this is someone who was very open with their emotions, and you may have been like really overthinking it, like very heavily, because the reason I say that is because this is the gentleman here is the ace of spades, and the lady is the ace of cups. So this was like, may not have been a woman. I myself am not straight. And consider myself non-binary, so it may not have been a woman. It could have been like anyone with a more like Venus, more like a more Venusian energy, a more like receptive energy. So this is someone who is very connected to their emotions, someone who's very like, who at least tries to speak about them more. And I think that you may have been like very in your head and trying to go about things in like a super logical way because that's what seemed right to you. But I think part of why you were doing it this way is because of the home environment that you grew up in. Maybe you grew up in a space where you weren't able to really express your emotions in a way that you needed to, or like you didn't learn healthy emotional expression, or like it was like maybe frowned upon for you to connect with your feelings in that way. And it may have been a household where you was just like, it was better to be logical, you know, like we don't care how you're feeling, how are your grades, you know what I mean? And I think that may have caused a lot of difficulties for you emotionally, or in this, if this was a romantic connection, or in this connection with this person here. Because if someone's trying to connect with you with their heart, but you are stuck up here, like stuck in your head, then that there's going to be a disconnect. You're not going to be on the same page, you know. And I think maybe there was an offer here, or maybe you want to offer this person something. And I think maybe with the ring, I think things may have been going kind of cyclically. Like maybe like this person gets emotional and then you pull away because like you're not at that, like you're not in that space. Or like, yeah, no, I think things may have been kind of cyclical, but I think that there was a need here with the scythe to really cut that out, and get out of that cycle. I think that also with the scythe here, I think that they may have pulled back. The person you're interested in may have pulled back, because of this constant like cycling. But I think that like cut off, that disconnect, is what maybe triggered this like dark night of the soul, this like big inner shadow work period for you, this big hermit mode for you, and made you want to go within and figure things out a little bit more so you can connect with yourself, you know. It's like something within you was unlocked, you know. Because we do a lot of healing on our own, but I also think it's really important that like interacting with other people can trigger us, but it's through those triggers that we get closer to ourselves sometimes, you know. And so I think that may have, maybe the big emotions may have been scaring you away or something, you know. It might have just been really uncomfortable for you, and that's okay, you know. Like everybody's different. I'm mostly emotionally like available now, and mostly like connected to my feelings, but it took me a long time to get here. I haven't always been that way, you know. It took me a long time to figure out like, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling it? You know, I used to just like be kind of numb a lot of the time and just kind of like living life logically, and that's just, you know, sometimes it's just like that, and that's okay. But your emotions are also important and also very valid, and there's something that needs to be worked through and processed, because part of who we are is our like part of our self does come from our like emotional body. Our emotional body is part of us, and people will say like, oh, you aren't your emotions, but you can learn a lot about yourself from your emotional responses, you know. And your emotions very much do deserve to be acknowledged. Not just other people's emotions, but your emotions too. They matter just as much, good or bad. And I think also like it's by vocalizing your emotions and speaking on them, and like speaking them truly, like speaking from the heart. That's what you've been working on, is learning how to speak from the heart. That is how you are really able to connect with people. Because if you're just connecting from your mind, then you're just connecting with the same logic that everyone else has, you know. Like how are you any different? Again, that may have sounded harsh, but that just is what it is, you know. But I think that you've really found, or you have been finding the answers here, you know. And I think part of why you want to do this was to be better, because I think that you do really value this connection, and I don't think you really realized how much you valued it until it was gone, or until you were like cut out in some way, shape, or form. I don't necessarily think that you may have been like cut off or something like that, but I think that the connection definitely changed because there was a disconnect. And that is what has triggered this shift for you. And I think that the eclipse is kind of like bringing it to a head. What next? Let me ask what's coming next for you after the eclipse. I want to do so many things. We're almost at 40 minutes. You know, it's just going to be a long read. The other eclipse reading was long too. That's okay. Okay, now I will pull love oracle cards last. But first I want to ask what's coming next. We have tarot, and I will use the Prisma Visions tarot deck for that. I have so many things on my desk. also think that you may have underestimated this connection, because I feel like you and this person are like very different, but not necessarily really, like not like actually. I think that like from a logical perspective you're very different. Like you may have different cultural backgrounds, or different um like live in different areas, or like maybe like age, or I don't know. Like I think that there were some just practical differences, and I think you may have been overthinking those. But I think you may be realizing that they may not matter as much as you think they do, or like those are some differences, but like on a but like realistically they don't cause as much of an issue as you may have logically thought. Like you may be a lot less different than you think, than you realized. Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Pentacles, I think you may have been having a lot of limiting beliefs regarding like I feel like you didn't really think you could change, or you didn't think the situation could change, or you didn't think that like I think you were just really limiting yourself, and not even realizing how much you were limiting yourself because of how stuck in your head you were. Because I've said this before, but it's really easy to just like, when overthinking, only seeing the one perspective, because the only person that's in your head is you. Then you have to remember that thoughts aren't real. I mean, like they exist, but they are not like tangible. They're not like, they're not real. And I do think sometimes the manifestation talk can be kind of like damaging to people who have like intrusive thoughts and stuff, because then they think like, if you say like, oh, your thoughts matter and they're gonna like manifest in your life if you keep thinking that thought too much. That's not how that works. It only works if you have intention behind it. If it's just like a random intrusive thought, then it's not gonna manifest. King of Pentacles. Ooh. Queen of Cups, and Judgment. Bottom of the deck we have the I'm just gonna put them down. 10 of Wands. Oh, can't even see them. Hold on. Scooch, scooch, scooch. All right, so 10 of Wands. Yeah, you can see that. Oh, why did I do that? It's okay. Two of Pentacles. Five of Cups. Queen of Wands. Bottom of the deck we have the Two of Cups. And the Ace of Wands and Justice. And the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so let me make room. I'm putting the Two of Cups down here. So whoever this person is, that is a match. We got the King and Queen of Pentacles. That is a match. Top of the deck is the World. All right. So this here, this connection, whatever it is, this was not meant to be a love read, by the way. It just, that's what came up for you guys. But this connection right here, this is a good one. Like you are a match. The King and Queen of Pentacles are people who are very stable. They're very secure. They like are very nurturing towards one another. Like there's a lot of care in that pairing, especially with the Queen of Cups here too. Like, I think that in this person, I think if you okay, so let me stop talking and gather my thoughts right quick so that I can like speak in a way that makes sense. So I think the changes that you are making within yourself are going to really positively impact this connection here. And also, like, if you've gotten to this point, and if this is not about love for you, then like maybe pick another pile or something, because this is very distinctly about love. But this is No, the changes you've been making are going to very positively impact your relationship to this person. And I think that it'll help you be more stable, and I think it'll help you be more stable, more secure, more consistent, and just like more grounded. I think both of you have been working on being more grounded, and I think that is going to really have a healthy impact on your connection. And I also think that you working on connecting to your emotions, and voicing and communicating those things is also going to like very positively impact things. So what's coming? Major big positive changes that are lasting, because also the Wheel of Fortune is not just Jupiter but also all of the fixed signs, and fixed energy is very sustained. Like cardinal energy is about starting, fixed energy is about like the sustaining, the like work, that like keeping things secure, and the mutable energy is about like endings and like closing things out. And so you guys are coming into this like very positive, expanding, consistent period with each other. And I think you're about to be entering like a whole new world, and I think it's gonna feel kind of too good to be true. And I think that you might have to put a little bit of effort, like a little more, not, you might have to put in a little more effort than you expected, because I'm just gonna say it, like if you've dealt with someone before and then you come and then like and there were issues before, you can't expect them to suddenly just like believe that you've changed. And I'm not saying that you haven't changed, and not saying that people are not worthy of like forgiveness or whatever, but like you can't expect someone to just like suddenly not be okay. And it's not to say that like, oh, they should be holding grudges or anything like that, but like you have to show them that you are not going to be repeating the same behaviors that you were repeating before, and you can do that by showing up consistently, by communicating, and by being receptive. You know what I mean? Anyway, and it's going to open up a whole new world for you. And I was saying that like you're going to have to put a little bit of effort because you have the 10 of Wands here, and so I think it's going to be important for you to figure out what you want to prioritize, and really like looking at the 5 of Cups, and then this 5 of Cups, I'll hold it up for you. See, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Anyway, in this 5 of Cups, as you can see, this person is tossing away these 3 cups, but they're keeping on to these 2, right? And so I think maybe you've had some like toxic friendships, or like some people in your life that are just really not benefiting you, and are maybe they were giving you really bad advice. I'm saying people because the 3 cups that make me think of the 3 of Cups. And so maybe there were some people or connections in your life that really weren't benefiting you, and were kind of encouraging you to be in that like emotionally unavailable state, and encouraging you to like behave in the way that you were behaving. And I think that you're going to be prioritizing your own happiness, and like regardless of what y'all have to say, especially because we're entering like hot girl summer or whatever, and everyone's like, oh, be single, like who needs love? Hot girl summer, right? But like, and I think maybe some people around you are talking about that, but like if this person or if this situation is making you happy, then like why not do it? Like who cares about hot girl summer when that's not what's making you happy? Like who cares what other people think? And so I think you'll really be letting yourself get into this like very passionate energy of like going for the things that you want, going for this connection that you want, because like we got the Ace of Wands and Justice on the bottom of the deck, right? So this is like, I think you're really enthusiastic about like getting out of this old cycle. Maybe you were going through this period of like just being really emotionally unavailable, being afraid of like sharing your emotions, being afraid of like what would happen. Like maybe you were really hurt in the past, and so it just like made it really difficult for you to open up your heart again. But I think in your heart of hearts, with the 6 of Pentacles and the High Priestess, and also the 2 of Cups down there, in your heart of hearts, you know that this is good, and that this is like meant for you in a way, like you've known that for a while. I think you were just kind of afraid and didn't really know how to change how you were or how you were behaving. I think you were trying to like maintain only like lighthearted connections, not really get into anything too deep, but like this caught you by surprise. I think it really caught you by surprise, and I don't think you realized how much it got you until they hit you with that scythe and like set boundaries or cut you off in some way. You know, they're like, oh no, this thing is not continuing. We're deading it. Anyway. Yeah, but anyway, I think you're very enthusiastic about ending these old cycles that you've been going through, and I think this is gonna this is really impactful, and I think it's gonna be very healing for you, because we also had the star that came out earlier, and with the star and the Two of Cups, I think it's just really gonna help heal you emotionally. I think it's gonna help you with learning how to connect to people again. I think it's gonna help you feel with the King and the Queen of Pentacles. I think you're gonna feel really safe here as well. Like feel really capable and feel really safe in being yourself and expressing yourself. I think this is very impactful, and I do think that it's going to lead you to like a whole new world. After Judgment comes the world. You're walking through a door, and I don't think you realize the impact of the door that you're walking through, but it's really gonna benefit you long run. Keep doing what you're doing, you know. Oh, and then a couple of love oracles. What's coming? The Game of Love. Beyond Words. And Ideal Romance. Bottom of the deck, we have Longing and Desire. And then Warrior of Love under that. So for you guys, I really think that maybe that you were kind of playing games in the past, but I think it was just part of the process. You know, I think the things that happened needed to happen for the growth of both of you as individuals. And I think that part of this like fear that you were having was because with the Beyond Words and Ideal Romance, I really think that this also, these are two women here, so like or like at least, yeah, no, these are two women here, so like y'all could be gay. And also here there's two women. Anyway, what I was gonna say is maybe this person was just like the connection or whatever. Like I think it was, I don't want to say it was above you, but I think it seemed too good to be true, or like you didn't know what words to use to express how you were feeling or the experience that you were having. And I think that part of you was like writing it off because it was like too good. You know, like I know a lot of people who go through like really difficult experiences in love or like in relationships, like when they come across something good, they'll like run away from it because it's scary, you know, like because a lot of times red flags and green flags look the same. You know, like, or like they can easily look the same. And so I think that may have been what was happening. Maybe you thought that this person was like bad for you, or like you thought that they were like I think maybe things were misinterpreted a little bit, or like there were some misunderstandings. But ultimately I think both of you want this, and I think that it would be an ideal situation for you, ideal situation for both of you. And I think that this will be the kind of connection that like, yeah, you can like say how you feel, but it's really gonna transcend words. It's really gonna like transcend thought, because it'll be really, really based on like those deep seated emotions, you know. And I think it'll be helpful for like very beneficial for both of you. What numbers do we have? So we have 2 here twice, and then we have 4. So you could be a life path 4, and you could also with the 5, this is a major change as well. And I think it'll really ignite both of your inner fires too, and help you towards your purpose. Because sometimes when you have when you have someone in your court, it helps push you forward, right? When you have someone there rooting for you, like, it really helps motivate you towards your purpose and towards your dreams, because then you have someone else supporting you besides just yourself, you know. And like being independent is nice, but like hyper independence is not always a good thing, you know. Like being so independent where you don't want to rely on other people, or you don't want to open up to other people because you can do it yourself and you don't need them, like that is not healthy, you know, because we're humans and we are meant to be social creatures that like interact and rely on other people to some extent. Independence is good, it's important to be able to be independent, but like you don't have to be all independent all the time, and that's okay. You can rely on other people without it being codependent, I promise. So that's all that I have for you. Group 2. Oh, I also think that maybe there's a fear of rejection here. There may be a fear of rejection, like being afraid that if you say what you need to say and like express your feelings, you're just gonna like be shot down. But I think you should just go for it, because I think that things are mutual. I think that this person was just trying to protect themselves from some of your behaviors. And I don't think that it doesn't feel like the feelings are gone. It feels like they're still there. I think there's just like a cap on it for now. Yeah, but you might have to you're gonna have to put in a little bit more effort. That's all. Just put in a little more effort. But anyway, thank you for listening to this very long reading. I enjoyed doing it. Let me know if it resonated or if it will resonate. That's all. Thank you. Oh, also follow me on TikTok if you haven't already, and then like, comment, subscribe, whatever you feel you want to do. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Chrysacolla Malachite. Chrysacolla Malachite is really good for connecting with those emotions, like really deep emotions that may have not been processed yet, purging toxicity, and then expressing yourself in a creative way. It's really good for artistic expression. It's really good for music, for musicians in particular. So you might be a musician, you might be an artist, you might be a creative in some way. Yeah. So I'm going to start with the Supra Oracle. Release. Conflict. And Gnosis. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have Simplicity. Okay, so for one of the main messages I'm getting with you guys is there may be a lot of chaos going on around you, but it's really important for you to maintain your own internal sense of peace, because that's the best way for you to get through this. And I think part of this conflict will be coming up because you'll be expressing yourself very truly and expressing your any emotions that you've kept within yourself. I think you're trying to simplify your life, and the best way to simplify your life is to let it out, to let it go, you know, to say what you need to say, to do the things that you need to do, and that may cause conflict with people around you, you know. But I think that this is very much divinely guided with Gnosis here, and I think that you'll just be, I think this is going to be like a period, like this eclipse is going to bring in a lot of surprises for a bunch of different people, and I think through really sitting with yourself and through like simplifying your routine and like simplifying your needs, you'll really get to the core of things, you know. It'll be really important to make sure that, like, I think the ego is an important part of ourselves. It's like how we experience the human experience, but make sure you keep your ego in check as these things come up, because there may be issues with people projecting onto you, or there may be issues with like misleading information. But it's a good time to like sit and observe, and just like see what comes up. All right. Some of this conflict might even just be internal, you know, like maybe you'll be facing some emotions that you've had a hard time reconciling, or a hard time even like accepting that you have them, you know, like maybe they're just some really tough emotions for you to face on a personal level, and you might have to process those and think about them and like really go within, because we're also in Mercury retrograde, and that's a good time for like going within and reflecting on things. So I'm going to move these aside. And I'm going to get into the tarot. This is the Tarot of the Spirit, one of my favorite decks. Eight of Pentacles, Temperance, sorry, just adjusting my light a little bit. Page of Pentacles, King of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Two of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Page of Cups. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Pentacles. Let me get signs out the way in just a second so I can sign zodiac placements, astrology things. So we have Virgo, Virgo Sun, we have Sagittarius, we have Taurus, we have Gemini, we have Jupiter, so that's Pisces or Sagittarius, and also all the fixed signs. So we have Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio. We have Venus in Cancer. We have Mercury in Taurus. We have Jupiter in Capricorn. And then we also have Scorpio or Pisces with the Page of Cups. And then we also have Saturn in Taurus. But mainly, the main things I see, Taurus, Pisces, Gemini, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Cancer. Those are the main ones. Also Virgo. Anyway, this is kind of similar to pile one, but it is different. I see you guys have been really putting in effort. Wait, I should put my pendant on. Never mind. I was gonna keep talking. Anyway, you've been working really hard at perfecting something. That's what I'm getting here. You've been really trying to like perfect your craft, or like perfect maybe a work of art, or like if you're a musician, maybe you're trying to like perfect a performance or something. but you've been like really striving to like getting something just right, you know, getting something to the exact specifications that you want it to be at. And I think you've been really trying to like make sure you take care of yourself while you're also pouring your energy into this thing, because you really want to make sure that what you're doing is of high quality. That's something that I am really getting strongly here, is that you care a lot about the quality of what you're doing. It's not the quantity, it's the quality. And it's not that you want it to be perfect, you just want to make sure that you are putting in an adequate amount of effort, and you want to make sure that you're putting in quality energy from yourself. So you've been really trying to make sure that you are taking care of yourself in the ways that you need, and that you are prioritizing your own stability and your own security, and also your own like health, mental and emotional health as well. And I really think that that's going to be, that this work is going to be really paying off for you. With the Page of Pentacles and the King of Swords, I think that this is something that seems small at first. I think that someone has noticed the work that you've been doing, and I think that you can expect someone to reach out to you with this eclipse and maybe offer you an opportunity or something. And I think that it's definitely going to seem really, it might be easy to overlook it because of how small of an opportunity this is, or how small of an opportunity it may seem, but it's something that you've been working on for it, but it's coming as a result of the work that you've been putting in. It's really, you're going to start seeing results, you know. And I think that they may come from an authoritative figure, and I think that this will really grow. We have the Page of Pentacles, and we have the King of Swords, and then we have the Knight of Pentacles, right? So like, I think you start seeing a little bit of, you started seeing a little bit of growth already, and then from that little bit of growth, I think you get an opportunity, or someone that reaches out to you and speaks to you, and like I don't know, like praises you, or just something happens, or some kind of communication, some kind of opportunity is offered to you, and from there it levels up. You level up at least a little bit, but it's enough that it really gets things going. Like, it kind of gets the ball rolling for you, especially with the Wheel of Fortune here, with Jupiter energy, and it's really an opportunity for you to expand, and it's not something that's to be wasted. So like, when this comes in for you, make sure that you're open to it and be a little bit flexible, because it may not be exactly what you expected it to be, and it may not necessarily like seem to be as prosperous as you think it is. But I think that I feel like this is going to be like a match. Like, it's going to be perfect for you with the Two of Pentacles here. My cat is using the litter box here, you know. I'm just gonna, anyway, I think the Two of Cups here, I really think that this is something that is meant for you. It's like a really perfect match for your skills, and I think it's gonna really benefit you in the long run. Try not to like, because with the Five of Pentacles here, I do feel you being really hesitant about it, and like in the Two of Pentacles being really hesitant and not really being sure if this is something that is meant for you, and not really being sure if this is something that is like worth your energy in the first place. You're like, and this seems like, you might think, oh, this seems sketchy, like, oh, this doesn't seem quite right. For some of you, this could be in regards to love, but I think for most of you, this is in regards to like career, or like some endeavor that you've been putting a lot of effort into, and a lot of your energy into. I see that it's going to be like, you may be at a point, part of why you're putting so much effort into this is because you may feel like you're at the point where like you don't really have anywhere else to put your energy. Like you may feel like you're at a low point, at least in like your money and your career. You may feel like you're not making as much money, or you don't have enough, and that's why you're pouring so much of your energy into this. And really, it's like you're sitting in this energy of abundance, but still feeling like the areas around you are not quite feeling those effects yet. But I think that those effects are going to start to spread to your career, to your money, as these opportunities come in, because the energies around you are starting to match your own energy, and the energy that you put into yourself. The opportunity may be coming from a Gemini. I'm getting Gemini very strongly, but it could be from like another earth sign. So not earth sign. Well, I guess an earth sign. I was going to say another air sign. So earth sign or an air sign, or both maybe. And And for some of you, this could also, another possibility I'm seeing is like, as you've been putting in this work into this career, as your career success comes in, love comes in as well, with the Two of Cups and the Page of Cups. I think that as you find that success and as the opportunities start to roll in career, then it's like love's gonna come and like strike you in the back when you're not even paying attention to it, because your career is going so good, you know, and it's like the universe is giving you someone to celebrate with potentially. It will be after a lot of hard work, because we have Jupiter in Capricorn here with cause and effect, and Jupiter in Capricorn this also came out for pile 1, but Jupiter in Capricorn, Jupiter is in fall in Capricorn, because Jupiter is very full of expansion. Jupiter wants freedom. Jupiter wants to be able to like go leaps and bounds and go really far, but Capricorn wants you to really dig your heels in and to like make sure all of your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted, and make sure that all of your details are taken care of, make sure that you are not avoiding anything, like, and that's why, and then once you work through all that and make sure that everything is taken care of properly, then you get that expansion, right? And so I think that because you've been so diligent, because you've been so careful, because also we have the Sun in Virgo here, because you've been so detail oriented and like really making sure what you're doing is of quality, that's why things are working for you. It may have been a slow crawl to get here, but I guarantee you it's worth it, because you are about to reap the benefits like fully. They're coming in for you like very quickly, I feel. And I do think it was slow at first. 8 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, but with the Wheel of Fortune here, things are going to start moving more quickly. What do I want to do next? Which cards do I need? I'm going to go to the Prisma Visions right quick to see if we can get a little bit more information about this. Actually, no. I want to do my Lunar Nomad Oracle. See, I surrounded myself with a bunch of different decks this time because I wanted to be able to, this is the Lunar Nomad Oracle. I don't bring it out that often because the cards are huge, but like, I really like it. It's a Lenormand deck, but it has a couple of extra cards in it, and I use it mainly as an oracle because the cards are, again, they're huge, so like, pulling a bunch of them is just like, not feasible. Alright, so, let's see. But this is definitely coming from some type of creative endeavor, and creative endeavor can be anything that you're putting your energy into, anything that you're creating based off an idea in your mind. It could be anything. So like, it could be tarot readings, it could be like art, it could be music, it could be like, maybe you do like macrame, maybe you are a crocheter, maybe you make like herbal things, you know, like whatever you've been putting your energy into, basically. Not taking those ones, but I will take these ones. Ring, Moon, and I'll get 2 more of these. Book. And I will take birds. Bottom of the deck we have Seer, so for some, and also Anchor here. So for some of you, you're definitely like tarot readers or astrology, some type of diviner, like you do some kind of divination, and maybe you've been posting videos or something. Anyways, because of your commitment to this, because of your commitment to yourself, that's why you're being given these rewards. The moon here is about like, yes, subconscious, but it can also be about like fame. And it can be about like really shining very brightly, you know, like being on display, being like on a screen, you know. For some of you, you may have a video that blows up, or you may get a lot of public recognition from people. And that is what helps get the ball rolling, because like you know how these social media like algorithms work. Once you start blowing up, it just keeps exploding like exponentially, right? And so, and I do think for some of you, you definitely are like it's like you're revealing secrets, you know. And I do, and like you're really helping people get like messages that they have had a hard time receiving from maybe from their guides or something. Like you may be like like an antenna. You're like an antenna to the spirit world, right? And so then from there you're able to spread information to so many people, information that people really need to hear but haven't been able to have access to. And I also think that there are a lot of people who like there's a lot of misinformation going around. There's a lot of like people sharing readings that don't know how to read cards actually. You know, but you have put an effort, and you have really been like a very dedicated to the quality, very dedicated to making sure that what you put out is good and what you put out is benefiting others. And through that commitment to yourself, you are being given rewards by the universe, and that is rewards in love, rewards in money, you know, rewards and success and recognition. You know, you're really being recognized here. And I do think that some of this is meant to remain a secret, especially astrologically. There are a lot of aspects to Neptune being made, and they're not necessarily like bad, but it's a time to just kind of with these eclipses and the Neptune energy and like the Venus energy, it's a time to really just like go with the flow, you know, and really see what pops up, see what comes up for you. And don't overthink things. Allow yourself to just like go with it, and let secrets be revealed to you. Let yourself sit in the energy, and don't be afraid. Don't run away from it. We also have Mars in opposition to Pluto, so this is not the time to be afraid of what's coming to you. Close the door right quick because someone was coming in. But anyway, this is not the time to be afraid. This is the time to like take action, not take action, but like to sit and see what happens, but don't shy away from opportunities when they come to you, you know? Like take that action, okay? And you will be seeing a lot of communication. I think a lot of secrets are really going to be revealed to you. You have book, birds, and secret. There's a lot of communication coming in for you, and I think this is going to really help you with anchor and ship. Really help you with like pushing forward. Like it's going to give you the foundation and the grounding that you need to move forward in this endeavor, in this career, whatever it is. It's going to really like propel you, and it's not an opportunity to be wasted, okay? So now I'm going to get more tarot for you. Checking the time, we're at 21:22. See if I can get some more information on this opportunity. I know they're trying to keep it a surprise, but I'm nosy. Also, you guys have done a really good job of remaining focused throughout all of this. I think there may have been a lot of distractions, a lot of things coming like in your way, in your path, keeping you like making it really hard for you to like really be consistent, but you've been able to overcome that, you know. Like I think that there have been challenges thrown your way, but you haven't even like realized they were challenges because you just like flew on through them with like flying colors. It's almost like you were being tested, but you didn't even know you were being tested because it wasn't even like that bad, you know, because you were so prepared that it just felt like a regular day. Page of Pentacles again. Six of Wands. The Fool. The Tower. I'm asking about, I want more information about this opportunity coming to you. Ten of Swords. The Hermit. King of Swords. Star. Death. Two of Cups. Bottom of the deck is the Knight of Wands. So some of you do that, Knight of Wands and the Six of Swords. So some of you definitely do have like love coming with this as well, but I want to focus on your career opportunity that is coming in really quickly. So again, Page of Pentacles. So this will be a message. This will be like because the pages are messengers. And I think it will seem pretty small at first, but it's definitely not to be overlooked, okay? Because it's gonna really propel you forward. And with the Six of Wands is a card of victory. It's a card of public recognition. So I really think you're gonna be like thrown into the public eye in some way, shape, or form. And people are really gonna like be giving you the attention, be giving you the recognition that you are deserving of because you have really honed your craft, okay? And I think with the Fool, the Tower, the Ten of Swords, and the Hermit, it may, well, the Fool and the Tower, it's like you get thrown into this, like it happens so fast, like you don't even know what's happening, you know, like it just like catches you so off guard because I think while this happens, you're like in the middle of working, like you're just working so hard all the time and like taking care of yourself and so focused and like you're so laser focused on whatever this is that you don't even see it happening until it's happening, right? And then with the Ten of Swords and the Hermit, I think it's really you've been feeling very alone too. It's like you've been working really hard, but it's been kind of like a lonesome journey. And it also kind of feels like you aren't really getting the recognition, not getting the attention that you're deserving of. Because with the Hermit, this Hermit card doesn't feel very lonely to me. It just feels like comfortably alone, you know. And I think that will be ending as well. That like, yeah, and I think it's because I'm not talking about love here. I'm talking about like maybe you'll be gaining a lot of followers. I'm looking at the River in this Hermit card. I'll hold it up so you can see it. The River in this Hermit card. There's all these like lights and like reflections, and it to me it feels like followers flowing to you. And it's like while you are working, while you are looking at your goal, while your eyes are set on the prize, while your eyes are on this this thing, everything is flowing to you, and you don't even realize it until you take the time to look back, you know. And I think you're gonna be feeling really emotional about it when things start to happen, because it's just gonna happen so quickly. It's gonna really catch you off guard. And I feel like even though there's all this earth energy here, you guys are also probably really emotional people. Because I'm starting to feel kind of emotional, and I wasn't, but I think it's gonna hit you really hard. And it's because of the messages that you've been sharing. It's because of the discernment that you've used. It's because of the how smart that you've been in playing this game. It's not even like a game to you because you're just living your life. You're just doing what you're supposed to do. But I think to some it would be a game, you know, or like it's the game of life. It's the game of love. It's whatever. And I think you've really transformed as well. We have all these butterflies here. I know the butterflies and the King of Swords represents like intellect and knowledge, but I also see butterflies as a symbol of transformation. And I think you've really transformed. We have the Hermit, the King of Swords, and the Star. You've transformed the way that you think. You have transformed your perspective. So you've become a lot more mature in your thinking, and you've like really integrated your higher self into your earthly body. Like you've really integrated all aspects of yourself. So now you've become this really true form, you know, this really true representation of yourself. You have not been lazy. You've been working so hard, and but like it hasn't felt like, I feel like you've been working hard, but it hasn't felt like hard work because you've been making sure to replenish yourself and making sure to take care of yourself in the ways that you need. And so this period of dark night of the soul, this period of like being alone, of like healing by yourself, this period of working and like just waiting to see the result is ending, because it's all coming in for you all at once, like huge, very quickly. You got the Knight of Wands here. Like very quickly, very passionately, things are coming in for you because of the work that you have been putting in. And then with Death here too, I think we have Death and the Ten of Swords. So I think and the Tower. So like we're really putting some things to rest here. For some of you, you're putting some relationships to rest. For some of you, it's like your old way of living completely is going like, it's just being thrown out, because you're entering like a complete upgrade at this point, you know? And you're coming in contact with things that really meet your match, things that match your energy in the ways that you need, so that your emotional needs, your comfort, your just everything is being met the way that it needs to. And I just opened the deck, and here's the King of Cups, you know? And so for you guys could be water signs, so Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Scorpio, especially with Death here, and the Tower. The Tower is a Mars card. Let me go over more signs. So we have like Aries with the Fool, or Aquarius, because the Fool is also associated with Uranus. Gemini, Virgo, Aquarius again, Scorpio. I believe the Two of Cups is Venus in Cancer. And then fire signs as well. But yeah, you just, all of this is being really integrated for you on in a higher, I don't know, you're just being upgraded by your spiritual team, and it's something that you're really deserving of. And all you have to do is sit back and let it come to you, you know? Because now's the time. Like it's time for you to rest, you know? And I think part of why you've been feeling this inclination to simplify your life, I was talking about earlier, about this need to simplify and this need to like release things, and conflicts coming up, but like it's not really bothering you because things are going the way they're supposed to be going, and you know that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? So you don't have to even worry about it. And as you've been simplifying your life, that has made room for all these things that the universe has been wanting to give you, all right? And that's just how it is, and that's amazing. So I'm going to pull a couple of love oracles from the Eros and Psyche oracle, because I feel like there is a hint at love, and I think it'd be fun to just like see what happens. That was a lot. A beautiful face. The game of love. The sweetest taboo. Bottom of the deck, we have physical attraction. And so, okay, so I think maybe someone was playing games with you, or like there was some game playing being had, but you weren't even participating because you were so focused on yourself with the beautiful face here. This woman's just like looking into a mirror, but you were just so focused on yourself that it didn't even faze you. You know, it didn't even matter, because all you cared about was making sure that you were good. And I think that by not playing the game, you won the game, right? And for some of you, this could be a like same-sex relationship or like a non-hetero relationship. And I think that the thing is, someone was playing a game, and I think that they were under physical attraction yet full intimacy. I think that they were trying to get away with just like physical attraction, or trying to keep things as like being only like I guess like sex only or whatever, or like trying to do like a friends with benefits thing, and you just weren't having it, you know. It's like they were just trying to like sneak that on by you, but it wasn't working because you were really trying to take care of yourself. And so I think you set boundaries, right? And so I think that that is gonna take a turn. Like things are gonna change. I don't know exactly how. I think things might just get more intimate, like actually intimate, like emotionally, not just physically. Like you're gonna get to a new level of depth here with this relationship, and also like sweet surrender. I just opened the deck. Here it is. And I think they'll just be letting letting go of the game, and just surrendering to the feelings, surrendering to what's happening. And I think also for you, it's really important for you to just surrender and let the universe give to you. Let yourself receive the things that you have earned, because you deserve them. Okay? And again, we have 13 here, so that's another like Scorpio number. Yeah. That's all that I have for you today, pile 2. I hope that this resonated with you. Please leave me like a like or a comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. But this looks amazing, and I'm really happy for y'all. It's what you deserve, you know. Success, 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 recognition. You don't work hard for nothing. Anyway, thank you. Hi to those of you that chose. That chose pile 3. You chose the Ammolite. Ammolite is actually from a fossil. You know, the swirly guys. I think I have a little one. Hold on. Okay. I have a little one somewhere. Anyway, can't find it right now. But Ammolite. The Ammolite is the shiny stuff on the outside. It's what happens. It like gets opalized over time, and gets very colorful like this. Like, I don't know if you can see, we can't really see the greens, but it gets like greeny a little bit, red, sometimes they come in purple. Yeah. It's really good for breaking out of old cycles, clearing your energy, lots of, just very good at growth. I also have read that they're good at connecting to Kundalini energy as well. For me personally, I really feel it in the sacral area when I work with it. Just very interesting to me. So some of that might be relevant to you. Not starting with that deck. No. I will be starting with some Oracle cards. Supra Oracle. If you've watched me before, you know this is one of my favorite decks. Anima. Forgotten. Magic. And on the bottom of the deck we have Intuition. And under that is Reawaken. Okay, so Anima is the unconscious feminine side of a man or a masculine person. Okay, so like someone whose primary energy is more masculine, is more active, is more like downward trending, as in like moving from the crown to the physical to the root. So like moving this way. The unconscious feminine energy from that. I think a lot of you have forgotten with this forgotten card here, and then magic, and then intuition, and also reawaken. I think a lot of you have forgotten the magic within you. You've forgotten how powerful you are. You have forgotten how to connect with your inner self. You know, you've forgotten to like nourish that more receptive aspect of yourself. I think you guys maybe have been like overworking or working harder than you need to. I think things are meant to be easier for you than you think they are, you know? And so I think part of this eclipse is you learning how to sit in that more receptive energy and learning how to reconnect with it. Because I think that I don't think that you've like always been disconnected to it, but I think for a long time you've been disconnected to it out of necessity. You've been disconnected from not disconnected to it. You've been disconnected from it out of necessity because that's what you've had to do. You've had to be very active. You've had to be very on top of things. You've had to be in your masculine energy, like very fully, for the sake of taking care of yourself and for the sake of making sure that what like things that need to happen are happening, right? And so I think that intuitive, that receptive, that emotional part of yourself has been neglected in some way, shape, or form over the past however many years, or how whatever period of time. This will vary because everybody is different, and so I think you'll be taking with this eclipse. You're going to be kind of pushed into resting, pushed into taking care of yourself, pushed into listening to your body, listening to your emotions. And I think within that, you'll find how transformative it is. Because once you have that balance between like masculine and feminine energy, it's over. You know, you can accomplish so much because you are able to transition from one to the other effortlessly, because both of them are necessary. And every person holds both of those energies within them, you know, and we can't stay in one energy all the time because that's just not how life is. You can't always, like, there has to be a give and a take always, you know. And so it's about to be time for you to reconnect with that receptive energy and to understand that sometimes there are limitations to what you can do. And when you can't do anything, when things are out of your control, you know what, all that stuff, when you've done all that you can do, all that's left for you to do is nothing, okay? And I think that's what's going to be happening. I think you have put in enough work and enough effort, and so now all you have to do is wait. All you have to do is sit, relax. All you have to do is feel it out. Feel how you are feeling. And I think maybe some of you have been feeling really lost. I think you may have lost touch with your true self. You may have lost touch with your soul. You may have lost touch with deeper aspects of yourself, with your higher self, or with like your soul's purpose or something like that. And I think by allowing yourself to sit, allowing yourself to feel, allowing yourself to be receptive, you'll be able to find that again. And it's really important for you to take that time and rest, and take that time to replenish yourself. Because also eclipse season is very draining, you know. It's exhausting. You might have some like mercurial energy here. I do associate magic with Mercury. Yeah, I'm getting big like Cancer, Gemini, Virgo energy with this group so far. All right, we're going to move into the tarot. Take a sip of water right quick. All right. All right, I'm going to switch it up and start this one different than I started the other ones, using a different tarot deck at first. So this is the Prisma Visions. King of Wands. Alrighty then. I will take all of those because that was assertive. 8 of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, 10 of Wands. Ooh, y'all are fiery. Five of Cups, Queen of Swords, 4 of Wands, Eight of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. Okay, bottom of the deck is the Tower. Give me a second to like connect with y'all's energy right quick. Okay, so like I think when I was picking up on a lot of like mercurial, lots of like Cancer, like lunar energy from the oracle cards, and I think that is closer to your real self, not your real self, but like your inner self, than what you portray. I think the persona that you portray is very fiery, is very cutthroat, is very like, I'm gonna go do this, like very on top of things. But on the inside, you're very soft, very well thought out, very calculated, very sensitive person on the inside. But I think outwardly, you try to. It's like you put up this mask, this persona of being very like tough, like you want people to think that you're tough, like you want people to think that you're cutthroat and that you go after what you want, and like you do that. It's not saying that you don't do that, but that is the persona that you portray to others. And it kind of feels like as you've been like putting on this front, again, not saying that this isn't part of you, because it definitely is part of you, but as you've been putting up this like trying to support this image, it's been leading to you neglecting your mental health and neglecting your emotional health. As you've been like go, as you've been trying to like maintain this very masculine energy, this like the King of Wands is like master manifester, like that is very big, like thought of this, I'm gonna go do it, I'm gonna like just go do, like I see that, I'm gonna go get it, and so you've been really deep in this energy, and I feel like it's been really draining to you because mercurial energy is naturally very mutable, it's very flexible. Same thing with like lunar energy, it's naturally very very flexible. The moon changes signs every 2.5 days. Mercury, the energy of Mercury is gender neutral, Mercury embraces both the masculine and the feminine energy, and because of that, Mercury is able to do so much. Mercury rules so much. Mercury rules skills, it rules money, it rules thieves, it rules magic, it rules messages, it rules. So like the list of things that Mercury rules is like super long compared to all the other planets. And again, with the moon, it changes signs every 2.5 days, and it's a very soft energy. The moon is where you look in your chart to see what you need for nourishment, what you need for like nurturing. It's the feminine figures in your life. It's the way that you take care of yourself on an emotional level, right? And this fiery King of Wands energy is very opposing to that, right? And so I think that your ego wants to sit here, but your internal self needs to sit here in this receptive energy. And you think you've been neglecting that aspect of yourself in the attempt to really build. I think you've been trying to like build stability for yourself, or like trying to really get somewhere, and like trying to be consistent for yourself. But in the process, you've been carrying way too many burdens. You've been working way harder than you need to, right? With the Ten of Wands here, the Ten of Wands is someone who, along their journey from the Ace of Wands to the Ten of Wands, they've picked up so many, like all the 10 wands, they only start, like when they start the journey, they just have their one wand, right? And then on that journey, they pick up 9 other wands that don't even belong to them on the way there, right? And so on this way, you've been carrying other people's burdens. You've been trying to help other people out. You've been trying to like be there for people that need it. You've been trying to like be protective. You've been trying to be the one to bring things together. I think you've been trying to like you've been kind of taking on like a paternal role, and I don't know if you've been doing it intentionally, but you've been like, if no one else is going to do it, then I have to, clearly, right? And that's very like admirable, but it's like you're trying to like take care of your community, and I think that that's very admirable, and that's a great thing to do, but you can't neglect yourself in the process, right? You need to make sure that you do the things that you need to do to take care of yourself. And I think that even though you've been trying to like sustain this energy, this King of Wands, 8 of Wands, Knight of Pentacles energy, I think that if you don't take time, I think this eclipse is coming, and as this eclipse comes, it's gonna force you to take time to take a step back and to reassess where you've been putting your energy, and to really connect with yourself and what you really need, because I think you've been doing much more than you are meant to. And it's not to say that you're not meant to like do great things. You're not meant to help people, but I think that the way you've been going about it has been really draining for you, and it's you've been taking on more responsibility than necessary, right? And part of this is like, I've learned this myself. Part of learning how to go with the flow and sit in the feminine energy is like learning to take a step back and let someone else do the work. Like, because it's really like when you are impatient about things getting done, it's really easy for you to just start doing things. But the thing is sometimes if you just take a step back, someone else will take on that responsibility. You know, and I'm not saying like be lazy, or like that's an excuse to be lazy, but sometimes if you don't give others a chance, and if you are constantly the one working, constantly the one doing it, then like you are always going to be the one doing all the work. And that's not healthy for you, because you are someone who needs time to sit. You need time alone. You need time to connect with your feelings. You need time to connect with your thoughts. And you don't have that when you spend all of your time trying to take care of everybody else, you know? And also, you can't take care of everybody else if you are not taking care of yourself first. Okay? And so with the 5 of Cups here and the Queen of Swords, it's necessary for you to get into this more feminine energy of like setting boundaries and knowing when to stop giving, knowing when you have given more than you are capable, when you've done your part, and that's enough, right? 5 of Cups, it's time for you to let go of other people's burdens. Time to let go of emotions that aren't yours. Time to let go of things that do not belong to you and do not sit within your end. Like, don't take on emotions that aren't yours. Don't hold on to things that aren't yours. Let them go. Because all that's doing is holding you back. And with the Tower here, and under that is the 4 of Cups, you're going to be forced to take a time out. It is time for you to take a time out, to sit down, look around, and take care of yourself before you take care of anyone else, because this energy is not sustainable for you. You might have a lot of squares in your chart. You might have like a Venus square, moon or something like that, you know, or like sun square moon, you know, where your ego and your sense of self is just very different from what you need, or like the things that you want to do for others, like the ways that you show love, are again very different from what you need. And so it's really important for you to find that balance between the two, or else you will end up overgiving. And I think you already have been. You know, and the Wheel of Fortune, it represents like the turn of fate. You know, the wheel goes up, the wheel comes down. You know, like with an upswing, there's always a downswing. And as you are doing all this, it's gonna come back to you, right? This energy that you've put out, it's gonna come back to you, and you're gonna be exhausted. You're gonna burn yourself out. Please take care of yourself. You know, what's really important here is your emotional foundation with the Four of Wands and the Eight of Cups. I think maybe you've been doing all this stuff for other people as in a way to avoid your own feelings. And so it's really important for you to take that step back and stay home and like take some time, sit in your room, sit alone, and go do some deep diving and figure out what things you've been avoiding within yourself. You know, why do you feel like you need to do so much? Why do you feel like you need to put so much energy into everyone else except for yourself, you know? Like why don't you feel like just you just existing is enough, you know? It's almost like you feel like you have to make up for your existence in some way, but you don't have to do that. Be nicer to yourself. Pile 3. Because I also think that your intuition has been telling you that it's time to step back and it's time to take a break, but I don't think you've been listening. And so with this eclipse, you're gonna kind of be forced to, you know, take time to reassess your needs, to like take care of your surroundings, you know, like your immediate surroundings. How's your room looking? Have you cleaned it recently? You know, like, are there dishes piling up? When's the last time you journaled? When's the last time you went on a walk by yourself? When's the last time that you meditated? You know, like, when is the last time you did anything for yourself? It's time for you to say no. People are asking you to do things that you can't do. Say no, because you realistically do not have the energy to sustain what you've been doing so far. Let's see what happens if you take a break. This is the Tarot of the Spirit. I have a lot of things on my desk, so. Yeah, it kind of feels like you've been taking on things as a way, like you've been trying to support your community and like do a lot of community building, which is really important. But like community building is more like is not meant to sit on one singular person's shoulders. That's why it is community building. Other people have to participate. Other people need like, it's important for other people to have a hand in building it. You can't do it on your own. You know. And I think you're just doing it because you're really excited and that's something that's really passionate about. But again, let other people have a chance. Let other people take the reins sometimes, because you can't do it all on your own. Death. The Hermit. Two of Pentacles. This card has come out in every reading. Five of Cups. Queen of Swords. Nine of Cups. Hold on. Six of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. Ten of Wands. And the Empress. Could be Taurus, Scorpio, Virgo, Sagittarius, Aquarius, Pisces, Capricorn. Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Pentacles. Right, so with Death and the Hermit, whether you like it or not, you're going to be forced to take a break. I don't know what is making them, hold on. Clarify the Death and the Hermit, please. What is making them take a break? Why is pile 3? What is going to make them take a break for pile 3? Ace of Swords. And the World. Bottom of the deck is the Star and the Ten of Swords. So I just feel like your mental health might just take a hit if you don't take a break, or you are going to have to take a break because of your mental health. With the Ace of Swords in the universe. The universe / the world is Saturn. And I think you're just going to be like kind of out of spoons, out of mental energy, out of the space for these things. Because also the Ten of Swords is Gemini, which is another Mercury card. I think you're just going to be really overloaded and not really able to take a break. Just please do it before the universe makes you do it, okay? Because what's important here is for you to learn, like the lesson here is to prioritize yourself, is to learn how to prioritize your needs, right? And it's to learn with the Five of Cups. This is the second time the Five of Cups has come out. I think that you may have a lot of like depression and a lot of like heavy emotions that really need to be processed, that needs to be dealt with. And I think you keep going through this cycle of like working really hard, trying to help people, doing things for other people, and then not listening to yourself and not taking the break that you need to take a break from. And when you need to take a break, you know, and you do all this stuff and then you burn yourself out, and you do all this stuff and then you burn yourself out. Because you aren't taking care of your base needs the way that you need to, right? And so with the Five of Swords, it's really important for you to let go of emotions that aren't yours. It's really important for you to process your difficult emotions instead of letting them sit and stagnate, because then if you don't process them, they're just going to sit there forever. That you really need to transmute them and put them somewhere, you know? Whether that's talking it out through therapy or journaling or just like letting yourself cry. I don't know, whatever it is that you need to direct that energy. You need to direct those emotions somewhere to find balance, because you're very out of balance here. And with the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Cups, I do think that there's a lot of potential for you, but I think that it'll come in that like self-fulfillment, that self-emotional fulfillment will come to you when you are able to say no to others, when you are able to set boundaries, when you are able to take those breaks, you know, and really like take care of yourself before you take care of anybody else. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of other people. You know, like the last thing you should be worrying about, I mean, like, not saying other people don't matter, because they do, but like, if you're not good, how are you going to help anyone else? Because then you're giving from an empty cup, and that's not good for you. And I think as you take this break, you'll find a lot of mental clarity. You'll find a lot of direction. You'll find a lot of your own fulfillment. You'll find things that make you happy. You'll find a lot of balance here. And I think you'll also find a way, I think you'll have a realization of how you can give to people from a, like, as you fill your own cup, then you can work on filling other people's. And I think you're going to have that realization when you as you take a break, and as you sit with yourself, and you'll figure out how to care for yourself and figure out how to give in a way that is measured, so that you are not giving more than you have, and so that what you're giving is of quality, even if it's not as much as you would like. It is what you can give. Give what you can. Learn how to say no, because sometimes, as much as you would love to give a lot and as much as you would love to do the most, you can't always do it because it's detrimental to your own well-being. And it's really easy to build up resentment for others when you don't set those boundaries for yourself, and when you don't take the time to take care of yourself, But I think this is really going to empower you to be able to push through whatever difficulties you've been dealing with, and be able to push through the burdens that you've been carrying, especially the mental burdens, to push through all of these. You have a lot on your plate, and I know that it's really overwhelming to deal with, but it's also really important to take those breaks so that you have the energy and you have the strength to power through. And with the Empress here, you are meant to be someone who is abundant. You are meant to be someone who sits in their power. The Empress is able to is so nourishing, is so nurturing to others, because she gives to herself before she gives to anybody else. The Empress is able to be in that Venus energy, is able to be in that giving, sharing energy, because she knows when to say no. The Empress knows when it's time to stop. The Empress knows what she needs. And I think for a lot of people with the eclipse, it very much is about that Venus energy of being able to sit and feel things out and just see what happens, instead of constantly being go go go, And maybe you're afraid that if you take a break, everything is going to come crumbling down around you. But the thing is if you don't take a break, they're going to come crumbling down anyway, because you aren't taking care of yourself, and you won't be able to handle all the things on your plate anyway. So take a break before things crumble, Ooh. I'm gonna get some Lenormand cards, I think. Hold on. Let me think for a second. Yeah, I'll get some Lenormand cards. Bear, Sun, Rider, Mountain, Person, bottom of the deck is the Anchor, and then the Coffin. So for some of you, I think you may have a lot of people that are relying on you. Maybe you have kids or younger siblings, or a family that needs your support, right? And so I would understand why there's all this pressure on you, because it's you are the person that holds your family together. But that doesn't mean you can't find time here and there to take care of yourself, mother yourself in the ways that you would mother others. With the Bear here, like, it's really important for you to like connect with your inner child, really important for you to like, get into like mothering energy, but like for yourself. It's time to mother yourself. So that your star can really shine, you know. And I think like through mothering yourself, you'll find yourself being re-energized. I also think you should take some time to go outside, spend some time outside, go take some walks, you know, sit in the grass, you know, like it's about to be like officially summertime. Maybe go to the beach or something, go on a hike. I'm getting here, it's really important for you to spend time outside. And also maybe connect with some friends that you haven't talked to in a long time. Like maybe go see a friend, or like go see some family. Like go see someone that puts you in a good mood. I think that's going to be really important for you, because I think it'll bring you some replenishment a little bit. Like go see someone that isn't waiting for you to do something for them. Like go see someone that you don't have to take care of. I think that'll really like lighten up your load a little bit. And also with the coffin here, it's just emphasizing to me the importance of you resting. As also with the anchor, it's emphasizing the importance of you resting, of you taking a break, of you like just stopping, you know, like time to put things to a rest, you know, like let someone else take charge for a little bit. Get a baby, if you have kids, get a babysitter. You know, like ask a relative to watch the kids for a little bit, you know, because you can do that. It's okay to do that. You aren't a bad parent if you ask someone else to watch your kids for just a little bit of time, so that you can have some time to take care of yourself and be a better parent, you know. Yeah, because I do feel like you're very like, you're not someone to be messed with. You are someone who is very fierce, and I think that is admirable. But you also are someone that is deserving of love, and is deserving of care, and is deserving of rest. Okay? And you need to take care of yourself. That's really important. And I think it'll surprise you. The things that I think you're afraid. One, I think you're afraid of taking a break because you're afraid of what's going to happen. But I think you'll be surprised by the opportunities that show up, and by the paths that open up to you when you start taking more time for yourself, and when you start to appreciate, like when you start to appreciate yourself. You know, like the universe gives you more when you show that you appreciate what you have, right? And so if you show appreciation for your body, if you show appreciation for your mind, show appreciation for your sensitivity, then there will be more given to you, okay? It's like when someone gives you a gift and then you start using it, and then that makes them really excited to see you use it, and then they might give you more things. And that's not saying like don't use people for things, but that's like kind of how it works, you know? Like, oh, you like it, here you go, here's more, you know? You'll be able to handle more as you take care of yourself. And I understand, I've been in this energy before, but like just it's all right. Take a break, just a little nap or something. I don't know. Go outside, go camping, go hammock or something. I don't know. I would pull some love cards, but it doesn't seem appropriate for this reading, so I'm not going to. But sorry about that. Thank you for listening to this reading. I hope that it has helped you. I hope that it has resonated with you. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, thank you.